In today's episode, I got two new Star Trek items that I wanted to show you guys that I'm adding to my collection. And then also I have a really cool reveal to show you from my signature collection that is finally finished that came from Print and Frame. So let's get started. Hey guys, Rob here. How's it going? Good to see you guys again. So, as you kind of saw in the opening trailer, I'm talking about some more Star Trek stuff that I'm adding to my collection. But then, as I said, I got a really cool reveal. I have my stand sitting next to me here, so that will be kind of an idea of what it could be. But am I going to tell you yet? No, not yet. You got to wait. So, anyway. So I wanted to talk to you guys real quick about two new items that I added to my Star Trek collection because I'm planning on eventually taking like all my pin sets. So you guys saw like all these pins that I got, you know, all the different Star Trek pins from like the movie, and then this is from Star Trek Online to, you know, like the Next Generation pin to, you know, the movie pin, stuff like that. But I wanted to go and find things that went, you know, previously because, you know, before this, they didn't have pins. They had, you know, communicators that they flip open to communicate on these. These, of course, weren't communicators until they got to the Next Generation. The Next Generation, then they used this as a communication, so, which was actually really cool. So, but I'm going to add two new features to my thing here, which is I got these two things from Etsy, which I shop on Etsy every now and then just to find these really cool, unique things and whatever. And sometimes some of the stuff, you know, I can find that is unique and interesting, and sometimes it's really cool to collect. But as a collector, I love collecting things, so Etsy is kind of one of those places that I love to check out. So when I looked on there, so the first thing is like as I said, I've been really big into Star Trek, so I went back and I watched Star Trek Enterprise, and that show, which I really liked about it, was, you know, their uniforms are unique. Of course, the ship is really unique, but the one thing I didn't notice was they didn't have like a pin that they wore. They had the pins on here for the rank, but then that's it. There was nothing else. They did have the patch that was on this arm, which was, you know, the star, basically the Enterprise. But there was nothing, you know, there wasn't basically the Delta logo pin. So it's like, well, okay. Until later on in the season, which unfortunately they only had 4 seasons, it's near the last episode, their uniforms get changed up a little bit. So the uniforms now, instead of, they have the patch here that says Enterprise on it, and it shows the ship. And then they have the 4 pins here, but then they added these collar pieces on the side, and then they put their name right here. But it was a really cool patch that they put on, which was this patch right here. And in fact, here, I'll get a little closer so you guys can see this, because it is probably a very interesting, cool looking patch. So, yeah. So here is the Delta logo, and then of course under here you see Starfleet, and then of course it's got stars across it and stars in the front here. But this is kind of basically the first time you see that Delta logo in Enterprise, but you don't see it anywhere else. So I thought that was really cool. So I was like, okay, I'm going to add that one to my collection. So, you know, it kind of goes from like, from this to like, you know, this with the Delta logo on there. And then of course, you know, you got, you know, Next Generation. But I was also thinking, okay, I need the original series though, because the original series, once again, they were using flip open communicators. And then actually in Enterprise, they used the flip open ones as well. But they would go from a patch like this one to a patch that looked like this. Now this, of course, looks like the Delta logo, and I'll get closer again for you guys here so you can see this. But this is the Delta logo now. And of course, this is an actual patch. So you can actually, you know, put it on your clothing. But, you know, compared to, you know, this patch and this patch, you can see a little bit different. This is much bigger, but the detail in this is super cool. But what I also think is cool is when you go from like this one on the Next Generation, if that will focus, there we go, and then like this one. So yeah, but this is really cool, and I love the people that design these. They did a really good job on designing those. So yeah, so I added these two guys to my collection, and eventually what I'm going to do is, with all of my other pins and stuff that I have, I want to put them in a big huge, like some sort of frame that has something to do with Star Trek. And I almost have basically a full collection of the Delta logos that have to do with Starfleet. So yeah, so other than that, that's kind of my little brief Star Trek stuff. And now, if you guys stayed here long enough, I'm going to show you the cool reveal that I hope you guys are really cool and interested in. So let me go get it, and I will be right back. Okay guys, I decided to step behind the camera real quick, so I was just gonna show you guys. So here's the big reveal. You're probably still wondering what it is. Well, as I said, it was an autograph, but of course, you know, with my autographs, they always look really cool and fancy and so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take this off and show the new piece. Ta-da! So here it is, guys. This is my Alan Silvestri autograph. So we'll zoom in here so you guys can see it. So this is just like any of my other composers, like John Williams and so on and so forth, but you guys can see that, yeah, got the poster there. And then, of course, you know, decided, you know, if you're going to put Alan Silvestri, you got to do Back to the Future. So I decided to put all the Back to the Future ones right down here on the bottom, right underneath his picture. But you can see some of the other movies that he did, like The Avengers and The Delta Force, Grumpier Old Men, Night at the Museum, Polar Express, Romancing the Stone, Predator, Flight of the Navigator, which was absolutely one of my favorites, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Forrest Gump, The Quick and the Dead, Overboard. Yeah, So yeah, so I'll get a little closer here to it so you guys can check it out. Sorry about the crazy camera thing going on here. So you can kind of barely see it here, but you can see that there's a little bit of notes inside there. Well, all the other pieces that I've ever done is always, and you can kind of see the notes actually right there as well, but it's always the music from one of the songs from one of the movies I put on the mat. And of course, one of my favorite movies is this one right here, Flight of the Navigator. So this actually, all the notes that are crossed here, and you can kind of see them here a little bit and so on and so forth, yeah, they are all the notes from the theme music to Flight of the Navigator. Now, the other thing that's really cool, and by the way, this was all done by Print and Frame. Print and Frame, thank you so much, guys. You did a great job. We also liked to do something which was really cool. So you see Alan Silvestri's name right here, but we also put his name in a hidden spot. And it's hard because you can't really see it. And you could look and you could look and try to find it. Here's the thing. This is super fun. And this, I have to say, thank you guys so much at Print and Frame. You guys came up with such a good idea. Yeah, as you look around, it's kind of hard to see. But here, I'm actually going to even take the camera off of my stand here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. So, and then what I'll do, sorry about all the shaking and stuff. But I'm actually going to get really close here so you guys can actually see the name on here. So, sorry, I'm jumping around. But yeah, we'll get really close here so you guys can actually see it really good here. So you can see the notes inside. Let's zoom down here in the bottom. But where is Alan Silvestri's name? Well, it's hidden inside. There you can see the notes really good there too. But you can actually see the notes going all the way through there. But yeah, his name, so we've gone around a couple times. His name is actually hidden, which might be really blurry to see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to point out here. Yeah, this one's going to be really hard to see, unfortunately. I'll try to zoom in here. I don't know if I can catch it or not. But anyway, yeah, so his name, Alan Silvestri, it's actually on the bench right here, right behind Forrest. So, yeah, I wish I had a better way of showing it to you, but yeah, so that's where we hid the name on it. It took me a while because when I asked Emily at Print and Frame, she says, well, where do you want to put the name? And I said, you just surprised me. Well, she certainly surprised me because I had a hard time trying to find it. But I thought that was really cool where she put it, because I was not expecting that. So, but anyway, so yeah. So there's Alan Silvestri. Oops. Sorry, didn't mean to almost drop you guys there. Anyway. Alright, so I'm going to jump back in front of the camera here, and I'll see you in a second. Okay guys, so I hope you liked the little Star Trek items that I showed you, and then of course I hope you like this piece. I definitely love this stuff. I love what I do with these autographs, and I mean, that's, once again, I've said it to you guys several times, and I'm going to keep saying it because it is important if you like collecting. If you love what you do and you love what you collect, just keep collecting it and make it fun. Enjoy the things that you collect and make them that, you know, something that's interesting to you. So yeah, so I hope you guys like what I do. If you do, hit that like button for me because it does help. Other than that, if you like my content and you like checking out this stuff and you want to keep up to date with the stuff I have, hit that subscribe button for me because it also does help. And other than that, guys, I will see you next time with probably some more fun stuff, and I'm hoping that the next time I see you guys, I'm going to be able to get out and about and maybe show you some things that might be out of the house kind of thing. So other than that, guys, once again, enjoy what you like, enjoy what you collect, and I'll see you next time. Bye.